Chosen one, this message opens with congratulations, not the kind offered lightly, but the kind spoken after endurance has been proven and survival has been witnessed. The storm that once surrounded your life has ended, not because time passed, but because you passed the test. What you endured was not ordinary difficulty. It was a season designed to stretch you beyond comfort, beyond certainty, beyond the version of yourself that once depended on visible reassurance. And now heaven itself declares that this chapter of pain is permanently over. This is not a pause, not a breather before another wave, but a definitive end. The suffering you survived was never meant to repeat because it served its purpose fully. Your endurance became the currency of your breakthrough. Every time you stayed when leaving felt easier, every moment you trusted without proof, every day you kept moving while carrying invisible weight, it all built toward this turning point. You are not stepping out wounded. You are stepping out authorized. The version of you that could be harmed by that storm no longer exists. This is why the pain will not return in the same way. It has no access. Heaven marks this moment as a completion, a spiritual crossing, a release from a chapter that has now fulfilled its assignment. Stay until the end of this message, because something deeper than encouragement is happening. There is an internal recalibration taking place, a settling of your spirit, an alignment between what you survived and what you are about to receive. This is not motivation. This is confirmation. The storm is over, the ground beneath you is stable again, and the future no longer carries the same threat it once did. What tried to break you instead revealed you, and now the season shifts permanently. Chosen one, moments like this require more than listening. They require agreement. What has shifted in the spiritual realm must be sealed through conscious alignment, because words spoken in faith carry momentum. This is why you are being urged to remain through the full message, not as a passive observer, but as an active participant in your own transition. When you write warm wishes in the comments, you are not wishing vaguely. You are declaring intention, peace, and readiness over your own life. When you type 99, you are signaling completion, alignment, and agreement with divine finality. This is not about superstition or ritual. It is about participation. Faith moves first, evidence follows. Your words matter because they reveal where you are standing internally. Liking, subscribing, and engaging is not about supporting a platform. It is about supporting the shift happening within you. Movement creates momentum, and heaven responds to alignment faster than desperation. You are not asking for change. You are acknowledging that change has already occurred. When intention, attention, and action line up, the shift stabilizes. This is how spiritual movement becomes permanent, through awareness, agreement, and consistency. Let your engagement be a declaration that you are no longer in survival mode, no longer waiting for permission, no longer doubting the timing. This is how you seal a season. Not by forcing results, but by aligning your words and actions with the truth that has already been released. What has happened is deeper than closure, it is erasure. God has not simply closed a painful chapter and allowed it to linger in memory or influence. He has removed it at the root. This is why returning feels impossible and repeating the past feels unnatural. You did not just exit a situation. You exited an identity. The version of you that tolerated fear, limitation, and constant strain has been retired permanently. Cycles that once felt generational, inevitable, or recurring have been broken with final authority. Notice how some doors did not reopen and some paths disappeared entirely. This was not loss, it was divine removal. Certain doors were not meant to remain as options because returning would have delayed your healing. When God erases something, He does not leave fragments behind. That is why the pull is gone, the emotional charge has weakened, and the patterns no longer feel familiar. This is finality without drama. This is freedom without explanation. You are not walking away wounded, you are walking away clarified. The chapter is not archived, it is deleted. The environment may still look familiar, but your access has changed. What once defined you has no authority now, and what once tried to trap you no longer recognizes you. This is divine erasure at work. Quiet, complete, and irreversible. Chosen one, what you experienced was never punishment, it was preparation. The suffering you endured was not evidence of failure, but proof of refinement. You were not being destroyed by the fire. You were being refined by it. Every delay sharpened discernment. Every disappointment trained patience. Every moment of isolation strengthened your spiritual spine. What felt like breaking was actually awakening. You were being prepared for access that required maturity, not urgency. While others were promoted publicly, you were being promoted privately, tested in unseen places where ego could not interfere. You passed trials without witnesses, remained faithful without applause, and endured confusion without abandoning trust. Heaven recorded every unseen victory. The pain was precise, not excessive. It targeted areas that needed strengthening, not elimination. And now that the refinement is complete, the pressure has lifted. What emerges is not bitterness, but authority. Not exhaustion, but clarity. Not fear, but discernment. You did not survive by accident. You were preserved by design. And because you passed what no one saw, you are now entrusted with what many will notice. Even in the darkest moments, you were never abandoned. God was not observing from a distance. He was present in the silence, walking beside you through sleepless nights, quiet tears, and prayers that felt too heavy to finish. Every trembling breath, every moment of doubt, every decision to keep going was witnessed. Heaven did not overlook your perseverance just because it happened in private. What felt like isolation was actually intimacy, God strengthening you where distraction could not reach. He was there when words failed, when hope felt fragile, when you questioned your own strength. That divine companionship is the reason you did not collapse under the weight. You were carried in ways you didn't recognize at the time. This season did not end because you escaped. It ended because you endured with God beside you. And now that presence shifts from sustaining you in darkness to guiding you in light. Nothing you went through was unseen. Nothing you survived was wasted. The same God who stood with you then now stands before you, opening what could only be accessed after you made it through. Chosen one, there comes a moment when heaven speaks not in hints, not in signs, but in final declarations, and this is that moment. The announcement has been made in the spiritual realm. This will not touch you again. What once attacked your peace, your confidence, your stability has been silenced. The torment that followed you through seasons of uncertainty has reached its expiration. This is not emotional relief. This is official closure. The season has ended because its assignment is complete, and nothing is permitted to continue beyond its purpose. You are now entering promise rather than pressure, peace rather than preparation. Notice how the atmosphere around you feels lighter, how your body is no longer bracing for impact, how your spirit exhales without explanation. That is confirmation. The shift is not loud, but it is undeniable. What once pursued you no longer has access, and what once drained you no longer recognizes you. This declaration is not temporary protection, it is permanent exemption. You are not waiting to see if things improve. Improvement has already been authorized. This is what it means when God ends a season himself. There is no echo, no residue, no lingering fear. The chapter has been sealed, and your future is now governed by peace rather than endurance. During the hardest moments of your journey, help was assigned even when you were unaware of it. Angels were positioned in your life to prevent collapse, to delay harm, to strengthen you when you were too tired to ask for strength. There were moments you should have broken completely, but you didn't. Not because you were strong, but because you were guarded. Heaven intervened quietly, consistently, precisely. What looked like coincidence was actually coverage. What felt like luck was divine prevention. In the spiritual realm, your freedom has been celebrated because what tried to consume you is not permitted to succeed. You are not standing here by accident. You were preserved intentionally. And now that the season has shifted, that protection does not leave, it evolves. Wisdom, discernment, and strength have been permanently sealed into you. You do not have to fight the same battles again because you have already won them in unseen ways. The victory has been recorded, and what is recorded cannot be reversed. God did not end the season late, and He did not end it early. He ended it exactly on time. Every lesson that needed to be learned has been completed. Every chain that needed to break has been fully shattered. This is not delayed deliverance. This is precise release. You were not kept in struggle longer than necessary. You were kept until you were ready. Now restoration is prioritized over revenge, healing over explanation, peace over proving. You are not required to look back or justify what you survived. The chains are not loosened, they are gone. The weight is not reduced, it is removed. What remains is clarity, stability, and readiness for what comes next. You are not behind schedule. You are aligned. Chosen one, you are rising without resentment, elevating without anger, and moving forward without carrying the emotional weight of what you endured. This is one of the clearest signs of healing. You are leaving places, patterns, and people tied to pain without bitterness, without guilt, without the need for closure conversations. Forward movement has replaced circular thinking. You are not replaying the past, you are outgrowing it. Peace is no longer fragile, it is rooted. This is not avoidance, it is maturity. You are no longer defined by what hurt you, and you are no longer motivated by what tried to stop you. You are simply moving forward, clean, clear, and unburdened. Dormant areas within you are coming alive again. Desires you thought were gone are returning with clarity rather than desperation. Delays are transforming into arrivals, and what once felt blocked is now opening with ease. These doors are not built by striving, they are constructed by God Himself. You are no longer approaching life as a seeker begging for access. You are walking as a rightful heir. Authority has replaced uncertainty. Alignment has replaced effort. What opens now stays open because it matches who you have become. This is spiritual resurrection, not loud, not rushed, but undeniable. You are stepping into rooms you are prepared to occupy, and this time, you belong there. Chosen one, the story that once followed you has been rewritten at its core. Old labels, misunderstood, delayed, unlucky, overlooked, have been stripped of authority. They no longer describe you, and they no longer define your future. What once felt like confusion has been replaced with clarity that does not need constant reassurance. You are no longer questioning who you are or why you are here. You are moving with internal certainty. Fear that once whispered worst-case scenarios has been replaced by divine fire, a steady, grounded confidence that does not rush and does not panic. This is not arrogance, it is alignment. The narrative has shifted not because circumstances changed first, but because identity did. Heaven has already announced your victory beyond the physical realm, and what happens now on earth is simply the echo catching up. You may notice people responding to you differently, opportunities approaching you without pursuit, resistance dissolving without confrontation. This is the result of a rewritten story. You are no longer walking under old assumptions. You are moving forward with a new spiritual name, a new internal posture, and a new expectation of how life meets you. The past version of the story has lost its influence, and the new one is already in motion. What is happening in your life is not isolated, it is generational. Cycles that repeated through your bloodline are ending permanently through you. Patterns of struggle, abandonment, lack, emotional suppression, and silent suffering have reached their conclusion. This is not just personal healing, this is historic correction. Heaven recognizes this moment as a turning point for your lineage. The pain you refused to pass forward, the awareness you cultivated instead of repeating what you were taught, the boundaries you established when tradition demanded endurance, all of it initiated healing beyond your individual life. Bloodline wounds are being addressed at the root. What haunted previous generations will not follow the next. The weight you carried was never meant to stay, it was meant to break the pattern. This is why your journey felt heavier than most. You were carrying more than your own story. And now that healing has been initiated, the atmosphere around your future changes. What comes after you will inherit clarity instead of confusion, stability instead of survival. Heaven acknowledges this as legacy-level breakthrough, chosen one. This breakthrough carries divine finality. There will be no relapse, no return, no residue left behind. What ended has ended completely. The past pain no longer holds power, not because it didn't happen, but because it no longer controls you. The inner war that kept you divided between hope and fear has ended through surrender. You are no longer fighting yourself, bracing for disappointment, or preparing for loss. Rest is no longer conditional, it is permanent. This is what happens when God closes a door fully. There is no draft, no echo, no temptation to look back. The chapter has not only concluded, it has been rendered powerless. You are not recovering anymore, you are living. And that distinction changes everything. A rebirth has taken place, and it is evident in your confidence, your clarity, and your calm. You are no longer chasing what once felt urgent. Instead, you are receiving what aligns naturally. Grace has become your shield, your compass, and your fuel. You are not forcing direction, you are being guided. External approval has lost its grip because divine validation has taken its place. You trust yourself again. You trust timing again. You trust peace again. Alignment feels effortless not because life is easy, but because resistance has ended. You are no longer swimming upstream. What is meant for you recognizes you now. What is not meant for you no longer lingers. This is rebirth through alignment. God has performed divine surgery at the root of your wounds. Not surface healing, not temporary relief, but deep reconstruction. Chains have been cut, foundations cleansed, internal structures reinforced. What emerges is not a patched version of who you were, but the ready, anointed version you were always meant to become. This inner healing is so complete that even your environment is responding. The way people treat you, the opportunities appearing, the peace surrounding you, all reflect what has changed inside. You are no longer operating from damage control, but from wholeness. This is reconstruction done by God Himself, and what He rebuilds cannot be undone. Chosen one, something profound has shifted within you. You are no longer performing for survival. The need to explain yourself, prove your worth, or maintain appearances has dissolved. Authenticity has replaced effort, and ease has replaced strain. You are allowed to rest now, and that rest is not laziness. It is a gateway to receiving. What once required force now responds to alignment. Your energy, your time, and your heart are being divinely protected, not because you are fragile, but because you are valuable. You no longer have to say yes out of fear or stay out of obligation. Discernment moves ahead of emotion now, guarding your peace before disruption can enter. This is what protection looks like in maturity, not walls, but wisdom. You are no longer leaking energy into spaces that cannot honor it. Alignment feels effortless because you are no longer divided internally. When you move, it is intentional. When you pause, it is restorative. God has surrounded you with a covering that filters what reaches you, allowing only what contributes to your wholeness. This is a season where ease becomes evidence that healing is complete. You are not avoiding responsibility, you are operating from balance. And from this place of authenticity and rest, what is meant for you arrives without resistance. Chosen one, you have outgrown certain people, environments, and versions of yourself, and you are allowed to release them without guilt. Sacred separation is not rejection. It is divine alignment creating room for expansion. What once felt familiar now feels restrictive, not because it was wrong, but because it was temporary. God has gently disconnected you from what could not grow with you, not to isolate you, but to prepare you for greater capacity. Old versions of yourself have been archived permanently, not revisited, not reactivated. You are no longer required to explain why you changed. Wisdom has replaced wounds, clarity has replaced confusion, and peace has replaced detachment. This separation is not loss, it is precision. As space opens, expansion follows. New relationships, environments, and opportunities will meet you at the level you now occupy. You are not shrinking to be understood anymore. You are expanding to be aligned. What leaves was never meant to follow you forward. And what comes next will recognize you immediately. This is sacred separation at work, quiet, clean, and necessary for the fullness of what is ahead. Chosen one, you are no longer pushing life forward, life is moving with you now. This is what divine momentum feels like. Quiet, steady, and irreversible. The struggle that once accompanied every step has been replaced by alignment, and alignment creates ease without effort. You may not be able to name exactly when it happened, but you can feel it. Something shifted internally, and now the external world is responding. Doors are opening without force. Conversations are aligning without manipulation. Opportunities are appearing without exhaustion. This is not coincidence. This is momentum released by completion. Peace has become the evidence that the work is finished. You are no longer fighting resistance, because resistance has nothing to attach to. The subtle changes you notice, your calmer reactions, your clearer decisions, your steadier focus, are signs of a deeper transformation that cannot be reversed. You are not rushing anymore because you are not late. You are not proving anything because it is already known. Alignment has replaced striving, and divine wind now moves ahead of you, opening what could not be opened by effort alone. This momentum is not dramatic, but it is powerful. It does not exhaust you, it carries you. What once required planning and persistence now unfolds through positioning. You are walking in a flow that responds to who you have become, not what you demand. And because this movement is God-sustained, it does not stall, it does not reverse, and it does not fade. You are not entering momentum, you are living in it. Chosen one, what you are experiencing now is not temporary calm, it is permanent peace rooted in spiritual safety. Your nervous system is no longer wired for survival, scanning for threats, bracing for loss, or preparing for disappointment. That internal agreement with danger has been broken. You are no longer living as though peace must be defended or happiness must be protected from collapse. Safety has become your default state. This is not denial of reality. It is healing at the deepest level. Old triggers that once hijacked your emotions no longer carry the same power because the internal wounds they attached to have been healed. You are not suppressing reactions, you are free from them. The body remembers what the soul has resolved, and your system is learning that it no longer needs to stay on high alert. This is why rest feels natural now. This is why joy does not feel suspicious anymore. You are not waiting for the other shoe to drop because you understand that the season of constant impact is over. God has established internal safety within you, not as a coping mechanism, but as a permanent foundation. You can be present without fear. You can plan without anxiety. You can receive without guilt. This is what complete internal freedom looks like. The past no longer has access through memory, emotion, or reflex. You are not managing peace, you are inhabiting it. And because this peace is God-sustained, it is not fragile. It does not depend on perfect conditions or predictable outcomes. It remains steady through change, growth, and expansion. You are safe now, spiritually, emotionally, internally. And from this place of safety, your life can finally unfold without resistance. Chosen one, this is the final declaration, and it carries absolute authority. Nothing from the old season remains. There are no fragments, no loose ends, no hidden roots left behind. What ended has been rendered powerless, not only around you but within you. Freedom is no longer something you visit in moments. It is fully embodied in how you think, choose, move, and rest. Peace is not fragile or conditional. It is permanent and God-sustained. You are no longer negotiating with the past, managing wounds, or guarding yourself against what might return. That chapter is sealed beyond reach. The inner war that once divided your heart between faith and fear has ended through surrender, and surrender has given birth to rest. This rest is not passivity, it is authority without strain. You are standing in a place where effort is no longer required to maintain stability. What God has delivered you from cannot reclaim you, because access has been revoked at the root. This is deliverance that does not fade, healing that does not relapse, and peace that does not need constant reinforcement. You are not going back, not emotionally, not spiritually, not mentally. The road behind you no longer exists in the same form, and even if it did, you would not recognize it. Your alignment is forward-facing, your spirit is settled, and your future is protected. Heaven itself stands as witness to this transition. So receive this final affirmation and let it anchor deeply. You will never go back.